Obviously, I need to clean my stuff. It's fine, but we're gonna put that down. Hey guys, thanks for checking out today's video. Today I actually want to kind of do like a bridal makeup trial on myself. So if you want to see how I think I might do my makeup for my wedding day, then just keep watching. So I've already prepped my skin with the Bliss Drench and Quench Cream to Water Hydrator. This is my favorite moisturizer for under makeup. And then I just want to go in with the smoothing primer, which will be the No Poreblem primer from Touch in Sol. Just focusing that in the center of my face mostly. Now to like really fill in the pores though, I'm gonna go in with the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. And I'm also going in with this NYX Bare With Me like Prime Set Refresh Spray. I just like to have a little bit of moisture on my skin when I'm doing foundation. And the mister on this is like really nice. Okay, for foundation, I'm probably gonna wear a mixture of these two. We'll see how my skin / the weather is that day. But I really like the Too Faced Born This Way. However, it's gonna be July when I'm getting married, so I anticipate getting oily, so I wanna mix in or maybe wear exclusively the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define because this keeps me pretty matte. This foundation, it's a beautiful foundation. It's very natural looking, but I don't think it's gonna hold up that great like in the heat. So either I'm gonna be mixing these or I'm gonna be wearing just the Conceal and Define. But for today, I'm gonna go ahead and mix them. So I have the shade F7.5 in the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. And I'm actually just gonna take that on my OFRA Perfecting Puff and just kind of wipe the doe foot on it like that. And then I'm gonna mix in some of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And we're just gonna go at it. Now I just want to add a little bit more coverage over here where I have some scarring. So for that, I'm actually just gonna go in with the Conceal and Define. I'm enjoying some cold brew iced coffee right now. And I'm gonna try the new microphone setup. Last time I was using the new microphone and I couldn't get the audio to sync up. So I'm hoping this time we did a better job. Do you see me go like this? Because I'm really trying to get up close to my mirror. Okay, so before I actually do under eye concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeshadow, and then we'll do under eye concealer and set the face down. I'm gonna use these shadow shields to help kind of define where I want the eyeshadow placed. Tape would work too, but I like these because they have, you'll see they have more of a curved natural shape, whereas tape gives you kind of like a really sharp line, and I don't want that. They just look like this, and you peel the backing off, and then I just line them up with the edge of my eye. They'll catch eyeshadow too, which isn't really that big of a deal because I'm not doing my under eye concealer first. But if you were, you could potentially use these to catch fallout, but that's really not my purpose. I'm essentially just using these to create the nice outer edge, like clean outer edge for my eyeshadow. So to prime the eyes, I'm gonna go in with the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC, and I'm just using kind of like a dense fluffy brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH08. Just kind of like stamp into the product a little bit and then go on the eye. We want to get that all the way from the inner corner up into the brow bone, all the way to the outer corner. And this is my favorite eye primer to use because it basically acts as a concealer too. Like you can see it's kind of covering up the redness and the veins and all that. And it's also just a great base. If I just use concealer as a base on my eyes, it creases and just doesn't work. This holds up really well, but also gives me like the concealing property that, you know, a concealer would have done. If you hear me sniffling, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so stuffy. All right, for eyeshadow, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use this Pat McGrath Mothership Sublime Bronze Temptation. This was like a Christmas palette. Just looks like this on the inside. The shades I'm using from here are basic shades, so don't feel like you need this exact palette if you are trying to do something like this. The main things I'm going in here for are the lighter brown and the deeper brown matte, and this like duochrome shifty shade over here. I guess basically I just want to feel a little bit bougie on my wedding day, so I'm going to use Pat McGrath. And also the shadows perform great. But yeah, I don't think you can get this exact palette anymore, but that's not really the point here. So to start off, I'm taking kind of like a fluffier blender. This is the JH32 from Morphe, and I'm going to go into this lighter brown shade. And I'm just going to start to like fluff this into the crease, bringing it most of the way in and coming right to the edge of that shadow shield. I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. So I'm like kind of stamping the color onto the outer corner, and then I start buffing. So I'm just going to build up that same color a little bit more on both eyes. And then we'll move on to the darker brown to deepen everything up. Who's being a whiny baby? I hear one of my dogs whining downstairs. I don't know what they're whining about. Now I'm gonna go into the deeper brown color using a slightly more pinched and denser blending brush. This is a JH33. And this brown kind of has like a reddish undertone, which normally that's not like what I am intending to go for is warm, but this just like really works with my eye color. So we're just focusing this. Again, I'm gonna stamp the color into the outer corner. And we're just not gonna blend it as far as we did the lighter brown. We're just gonna keep it pretty defined in this outer V. The terror squad entered the room, aka my dogs. Again, stamping on the outer corner. As we get that color laid down, we're gonna start blending it in. This application method may not work with all eyeshadows, but the Pat McGrath mattes, they just are easy to blend. So you can kind of just place it and then blend it out and it never has any problems. I'm just deepening that outer corner once more. And I'm gonna go back in with that first brush in the lighter color and just kind of blend all of that together. So this is what the eyes are looking like so far. I want to keep it smoky but natural. That's the whole like what all brides want, right? Smoky but natural. But that is what I'm going for. I want to have definition to my eyes but not be like too overboard. I'm gonna go in with this kind of like greeny, browny, kind of like duochromatic type shade from that Pat McGrath palette. And because of this like slight greeny gold shift, it just like looks beautiful, in my opinion, with my eye color. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack that on the lid. And to do that, I'm gonna use a JH41, just like a defined little brush there. I contemplated doing like a half cut crease for my wedding day, but I just don't want to look back at photos and think like, oh, that looks weird, you know? So I hope it's picking up on camera, but it's a very interesting, like elevated shade. It's a shimmer, but there's just something special about it. I'm just gonna go in with that lighter champagne shimmer and just add that right into the inner corner just for a tiny bit of brightness, but nothing too dramatic. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with like a super fluffy blender with no product on it. This is a JH30, and I'm just going like right over the very top edge to make sure we get a seamless blend. All right, now we can remove the shadow shields. And you see, I have a defined, lifted look, but it's not too harsh, in my personal opinion, because I kind of want to create a cat eye shape, but I don't want anything too like in your face. All right, for my under eyes, I'm going to go in with a little bit of peach corrector. This is the Ulta color correcting liquid, and I'm just taking like just a 1-2, nothing insane here. Just a 1-2, okay. Go back in with my OFRA perfecting puff to blend that out. I'm really hoping with this microphone it like cancels out all the doggy noises that happen. We'll see when I'm editing, I guess. Okay, for concealer, today I'm going in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Light to Vanilla. This is like the miniature size. I'm trying this out because of Taylor Wynn, right? She said this was like one of the best concealers for under eye creasing. I also might use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I have a backup of that coming. But for today, we're gonna go in with this and see how it works out. I have tried it like once or twice and I do like it, but I'm not sure that it's like my holy grail concealer. All right, so with this concealer, one thing I've I've noticed is that I like to just apply and then blend out that eye. I feel like it kind of dries down, like not in a bad way. I just don't like to let it sit. It definitely gives like a nice highlighted effect. And it does look pretty damn good on the under eyes if you ask me. Yeah, you can see the difference, or I can, between this eye is much more brightened than this eye. And even head on, I feel like makes a big difference. All right, so other eye. Robert Welsh is probably screaming at my concealer technique right now. Wouldn't it be an absolute dream for Robert Welsh to react to my makeup and give me tips for my wedding day? All right, and I do want to do a little bit of brightening in the center of the face. So I'm gonna take a couple dots down the nose. I always get really dark in the corners of my mouth here. And I want to highlight the just very tip of my chin to elongate my face a little bit. I feel like I'm having a pretty good skin day. I don't always feel like that. If you've watched this far, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up or a comment or something. Subscribing is a bonus, but just let me know you're still here because, you know, with the first several videos, it could be a little discouraging to keep putting energy and time into the videos when really nobody is watching them. So if any of you are still here, let me know down below somehow. And I did take a nice bath before this, so that is why my hair is still wet. All right, to set the center of my face, I'm actually gonna go in with the Huda Beauty baking powder. This is in the shade Pound Cake. Yes, the fragrance is a bit intense. However, it is a very smoothing powder and I feel like it really keeps me pretty matte. So I'm just getting some in the cap here. And then I'm actually using like a microfiber sponge from Real Techniques to pick up the powder, and this is wet. I just like the way that this applies the powder. So I'm really focusing it kind of at the side of the nose here, up the side of the nose, and just in the pores. I'm not really bringing it under my eyes. I'm gonna use the same powder up between the brows and on the bridge of the nose and the chin and the sides of my mouth. That's where my product's gonna break up first. That's where my pores are the worst, and this powder is just great for pores and oiliness. That's why I'm focusing it where I did. Now, I don't normally feel the need to set my whole face necessarily, but considering I'm gonna be having a July wedding and it could very easily be 90 degrees that day, I'm gonna set my whole face. Not bake my whole face, just set my whole face, okay? So to set the rest of the areas, I'm gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way powder, and I have the shade Translucent. So I just got some in the cap, and I'm gonna use just kind of a fluffier brush. Yes, it's dirty, you don't need to say anything. And I'm just gonna like really swirl the powder in there and tap off some excess. And I'm just gonna lightly set the rest of the areas that I didn't already set. And then I also like to use this powder under my eyes because I didn't really set under my eyes yet. I only set like the pores. So we're just gonna make sure we don't got any creasing. And then I'm gonna using the other side of the powder sponge to set under the eyes. I'm pretty happy with that. I've been on it's like a saga to find the best under eye concealer and powder combination. The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, I really like. But it's like the powder that you top it off with that can kind of really mess it up, you know? But so far, that actually looks pretty damn good. All right, for bronzer, I got this in a BoxyCharm recently. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Bronzer. I've actually been really enjoying it. I didn't really think I was a shimmer bronzer type gal, but I'm gonna use the Rephr P22 to bronze. And I always try to flick the bronzer up, if anything, because I don't want to drag my face down. I want to lift my face up. So I'll place the bronzer and then kind of flick it upwards to blend. Like in person, I'm really not that differently colored, but I'm still trying to work on the light setup and all that. So on camera, it looks, or I think it looks, like I'm two totally different colors, but I promise I'm really not. Hold on, I think my dogs are getting into something they're not supposed to. boys. Okay, my foot fell asleep, so it took me a minute. I need a hair clip. Okay, I was bronzing, so let's finish doing that. I feel like this bronzer is pulling a little more warmy orange right now. So this might not be the bronzer for the day. Like, I don't think it looks bad, but it definitely is pulling a little more orangey than I would prefer. All right, I am gonna do a little contour because it's my wedding day, so we want to be extra. And for that, I'm actually gonna go in with the Too Faced Cocoa Contour. Just got this in a BoxyCharm. I'm probably gonna go in with a mixture of these two light medium contours. And I'm actually using an Alamar Cosmetics brightening brush. So I'm just starting back at the ear and again, blending upward. I like to contour right here above my cheekbone. Inch in that part of my head, and then I will lightly do the sides of my nose. I'm not doing any kind of crazy intense contour for the wedding day on the nose, but just a little something to bring it together. And under the lip. And I'm gonna go ahead and run it along the jawline here as well. My dogs are just being bad. He was trying to get his bed out of his crate and ended up dragging his crate all around. All right, for blush, I kind of want to go like a peachy blush, but I want it to be matte. So I'm going to go in with the Bare Minerals Gen Nude blush. And this is in that peach though. And I'm going to use my Rephr 05 brush. To dab a little bit across the nose and a little bit up in forehead. Now, before I do highlighter, I kind of like to take a finishing powder and just kind of buff everything together. So to do that, I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. It's just a soft little sheer powder, but I'll take like a big fluffy brush, get in the powder, and kind of buff over the bronzer blush contour situation. And I feel like it just kind of makes everything a little bit more seamless. And again, same with the bronzer on the forehead, under the contour on the nose. And I'll do like a quick sweep under the eyes. And again, blending. I can't explain it, but for me, that's like a very transformative piece of the process, just to kind of blur and blend everything together. And that was an EcoTools full powder brush. For highlighter, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go in with Becca's highlighter in Opal. For me, you can see the rings in there. I've had this forever and I love it. But for me, this is kind of like a skin tone highlighter. I don't want like a gold highlighter or a pink highlighter. I want something that kind of blends in with my skin tone. All right, this is not my preferred highlighting brush, but they're all dirty and I don't want to chance ruining the effect. So this is a Haku Hodu and Sephora Pro brush. And I just want to hit the tops of the cheekbones here. And just a tiny bit on the apple of the cheek. You see how it just catches? Very beautiful. Nothing too in your face. And I'll just dust the excess. Actually, you know what? For the other parts of my face that I want highlighted, I'm actually gonna go with the Essence Pure Nude highlighter in number 10, Be My Highlight. It's just like a very natural, sheeny highlight, like no detectable glitter or sparkle in any way. So I want something a little more intense on my cheekbones, but for the center of the face type highlighting, it's beautiful. My chest looks so white on the camera. I swear it's not. All right, the lighting outside is changing a little bit, so I hope it's not affecting the video too much. Oh, now the sun's coming back. Okay, all right, to set the face, on my wedding day, I'm probably gonna go in with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, but I find that to be very comparable to the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus spray. I actually like the Morphe one a little better, but this can make me a bit glowy, so I'm not coming in the center of my face with this, just kind of the outskirts of the face. And then all over, we're gonna go in with a healthy dose of the Urban Decay All Nighter. Like I said in my most recent video, which was my empties, I'll link it below. Don't ask me if this really does anything. I don't know, okay? I'm just doing it for good measure. All right, now we can go ahead and finish the lower lash line. So I'm gonna go in with the Essence Extreme Lasting Waterproof, and it's the brown shade. It's called But First Espresso, and I'm gonna do my waterline and tightline. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the lower lash line with my Rephr 03 with the darker brown and then the lighter brown. So on the Rephr 03, going in with the darker brown and keeping that tight to the lash line. I'm not gonna take it all the way across. I'd say like 3/4 and connect it with this outer edge from the shadow shield. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with just a very tiny, small, fluffy brush. This is the JH40, and I'm going in with that lighter brown from the Pat McGrath palette to blend out that darker brown. So here's what the eyes are looking like. Then to highlight the inner corner, I'm just gonna go in with this very tiny little detail brush and more of Becca Opal, just right in this inner corner. And we'll take the excess up onto the brow bone. I didn't really fill in my brows. All I'm gonna do is run this Anastasia Dip Brow Gel and taupe through my brows. I have a micro brow pencil from NYX on the way. That's what I'm gonna use just to get a nice defined line. But all I have is pomades and stuff right now, and I don't want to like go through the whole thing because I'm gonna hate how it looks. So I'm just gonna brush this through my brows a little bit just to get the, you know, color from any powder foundation out. Okay, so that's honestly where we're just gonna leave brows for today. On the actual wedding day, I'm gonna do a little bit more with the brows, but they look fine enough for me to get like the picture of the makeup. All right, we're gonna move on to lashes. I'm just curling my eyelashes quickly. Ow. This is a, actually from Sephora. It's called like the Lash Fuse and Curl, I think. It's supposed to help you blend your falsies with your naturals, but I use it to curl my eyelashes also. So obviously on the wedding day, I'm going in with waterproof. I'm gonna do L'Oreal Lash Paradise waterproof, but today I'm just gonna coat my lashes in the CoverGirl Exhibitionist because we're going in with false lashes anyway, so. All right, so originally I planned on wearing these Norvina, ABH Norvina collection lashes in the style Fashion for my wedding day. But with this eye shape, it's actually not the most flattering because these are actually kind of longer in the center and I want kind of the cat eye effect, so longer on the outside. So I have an order placed for the rest of the Norvina collection lashes because I do really like the lashes. The lash band is super comfortable and I ordered like the more flared out style. So today I'm just gonna go ahead and put on Fashion, but these are not gonna be the ones I wear. All right, lashes are on, and while I don't think they look bad, I just want something a little shorter on the inner corner and more flared out towards the outer corner. So these ones probably aren't gonna be it. If I was doing more of like a rounded eye shape or like a halo eye, I would love these, but I kind of want something a little more flared out. All right, lips. So obviously I'm keeping it nude. I'm gonna go in with this Steve Laurent lip liner in the shade Chic. I need a close up mirror for those. And I'm overlining just the slightest bit, nothing intense. And I'm just kind of filling in a little. Take my finger and kind of blend it in a tiny bit. And then I'm actually, okay, so for the ceremony part, I'm gonna wear liquid lipstick because I want to get minimal stuff on my husband. Well, about to be husband, right? So I'm gonna go in with the Dose of Colors Nude Chica Liquid Lip. I don't know if this color is still available. If it is, I'll link it. Essentially, it's a peachy nude. While that dries, one of my Sons is whining for food, so I'm gonna go get him that. All right, so for the ceremony, I'm gonna leave it just like that for minimal transfer while kissing. Afterwards, I could reapply that, and also I would top it with, this is the Maybelline Baddest Beige and like the Shine, I think it's called Shine Compulsion formula, and I would just use that to give a little pop in the center, and also it's hydrating. Right now, I think this is pretty much how I'm gonna be doing my makeup for the wedding day, minus different lashes and a couple product changes. Like I'll be using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, but those are like fine details. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this makeup look, or if you have any bridal makeup tips down below, especially for summer. I would love to know. Thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.